So I've got a new list from ComicTom. I've got my glasses. I've got my notes. Let's find out what I think. Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thanks for joining it again. Yep, another list comes out from ComicTom, and I'm going to review that. And also, I have my pick for the Remember Me, the book that we should always remember that we wanted to buy later. Well, now's later. Okay, so this list is not as much of a total void as the last few. I actually think there's a couple of books in here that may be decent. I don't see anything in here that's rush, like stop everything and rush out to the store for, especially after ComicTom makes his announcement, because 50,000 subscribers are going to watch that and drive the prices up, at least temporarily. So if you've been watching JP's Budget Collecting, as I always recommend that you do, he also does Where Are They Now, which is he reviews the list 6 months later to see what they've done. And in the last several weeks, there has not been a list where one book has gone up in price. And keeping in that tradition, I think we've got another list of 10 books here. But we do have a couple with some potential. Okay, some potential. Coming in at number 10. I'm going to scooch myself over so I have room for the book. Coming in at number 10, we've got Deathstroke number 6. This is the 1 in 25 version, and it's because Black Canary is wearing fishnet stockings. Wow, really? This is the reason that this is going up. There's no first appearances, nothing specific. It's just because she looks hot on the cover. Unfortunately, that actually does sell books. And I don't know how many people were actually buying the Deathstroke and how high a print run it is. But for stores that have ordered enough copies of this to qualify and get the 1 in 25. Plus, it's like Black Cat books go up, and this may have some legs to it. So it's a 1 in 25. It's selling for $60. This may hold. All right, as JP would actually say, it's already gone 2.5 times or 2.4 times higher than ratio value, meaning that if it's 25, 1 in 25, then if it's $25. It's 1 to 1. If it's at $50, 25 to 50, it's 2 to 1. He really likes to see it hit the 3 to 1 for it to really take off. That's his rule. And, he's been very accurate on that. Now we're at 2.4. But, again, nothing special in it. May not be that high a print run. I think that right now at this moment, because of the video, is the wrong time to get this. But I don't see this being a book that drops back down to $20, $30. So if you can secure it in the 50 to 60, that might not be a bad range. I don't expect this to hit multi-hundred. So if this is a book you have to have, $50 is probably going to be your goal, whether it's now or in a couple of weeks. And I don't see this being a cornerstone of your collection. If this is just something you want, it may hold some good value, decent value in the long run. Unlike number 9. Wow, I Am Legend number 1 from Vertigo Comics. And so HBO Max is going to be redoing this story, whether it's a series or a movie, I'm not sure. And copies of number 1 are selling for $10. I don't see... Look, $10 is not a lot of money, okay? So if you want to drop 10 and buy a copy, it's not terrible. But if anybody remembers the movie, I know that on ComicTom he's like, oh, it was a blockbuster. It made $500 million. It stunk. That movie was horrible. Okay. Jeez. I don't care how much money it made. It was, The Last Skywalker made money too. Solo made money too. Please. Just because it made money doesn't mean it was good. So, $10 might not be that much to drop on it. I don't know how many copies I Am Legend were printed by Vertigo. I also don't know how many are kept in high grade quality. So again, this may be something that if you wanted to drop a couple bucks to pick up a copy, go right ahead. The worst is you're losing is $10. Coming in number 8, Spider-Man number 307, The Origin of the Chameleon. Remember, his first appearances in Spider-Man number 1. Now we got $15 average sales and a 9.8 selling for $2.15. And Craven, he's going to be in the Craven film. I don't know if that's guaranteed or rumored. Taking the Craven film out of the equation. Number 307, that's McFarlane art. Anything in the McFarlane run from the 300s is still going to hold value just based on that alone. So if you can get a nice copy for $15, you can't go wrong. Even if he is in the Craven film, will he be long-term in the Spider-Verse? I don't see it. I see him as a character that comes in, spikes a little bit when you see the trailer, and there's a chameleon, and then he goes back down again. So, but again, $15 for a McFarlane 1989 comic book, not bad. Coming in number 7, Doctor Strange number 44, first appearance of Sidorak. That was Sidorak was actually, the reason that you've got the Juggernaut on there is because the ruby of the Sidorak is what gave him his power in the first place, according to the X-Men comics. $20 raw sale, and they said 9.8 is going for $85. There's been one sale. Okay, so if I took my Ultimate Fallout 4 and I sold it for $50, and that was the only sale in the last 6 months, does that mean that Ultimate Fallout 4s are going for $50? No, it just means that there was one sale. There's only 60 some odd of them that were graded according to them in 9.8s, or graded in general. It wasn't an important enough book, honestly. Now, this is all speculation because one person said that's that flaming monster with the bands that is shown in the preview with America Chavez fighting it is Sidorak. Okay, do we know that it's Sidorak? No. Do we know that character is going to have a major role in the movie? No. Is it going to have any role in the... do we know it's going to have any role in the MCU going forward? No. So this may actually just be a one quick scene when she's popping from one universe to another, and then they pop out and they go, what was that? I think that was Sidorak. And that could be it. Who knows? We don't know what that... It could be the Mummy. Okay? So... I don't think that $20 for this book is a good investment whatsoever. And I don't think you're going to find a 9.8 for $85. If you do, grab it, because apparently there's not very many of them at all. Number 6, Wild Cards number 1 from George R.R. Martin. Peacock has acquired it, and it's being... Marvel is doing the adaptation, $20 for the Raws, only... 9.4 sold for $100. Oh my goodness, what's the 9.8 going to sell for? Are there any 9.8s? Did anybody ever submit one of these books? I don't know. I really think we're grasping at straws here, trying to catch that next great thing. We're all trying to find that Walking Dead's, number 1 that nobody had, or the Something's Killing the Children at number 1 before it shoots up in value. Everybody's spending a fortune on all these books trying to catch the next one. When you would actually, if you didn't buy a single book and you waited for confirmation and a book went up to $1,000, if you took all the money that you didn't spend on all these speculations, you could buy that $1,000 book, have exactly the one you want, and have extra money in your pocket. So I do not think that this is a good investment. I really think that even if it is going to be adapted, you're looking at well over a year away. I mean, look at all the books that we're going to be making this into an adaptation that as they make the news, it shoots up and then it drops off everybody's radar, which is what to remember me is for at the end, you'll see. And then it goes back up again. So this is, if you do want to get this is the absolute worst time to do it. Miles Morales, number 13, first Billy. $30 raw sales, 9.8s for $200. Because they were referring to a Captain Billy, so it happens to be the same Billy. Do we know that it's the same? It probably is. It probably is, but the introduction of another bad guy in a comic book which we don't know if there's going to be any extended storyline for. We don't know if the audience is going to take to this character. We don't know anything about it. $30 for a Raw on Miles Morales number 13. I'm saying that's way overpriced. That's going to drop back down to 10, 15, even if Billy is Billy. So I'm trying to avoid that. Speaking of avoiding, oh my God, number 4, Baldur the Brave. Get your dollar bins ready, guys. Baldur the Brave number 1, blowing up because nobody can afford the first appearance of Baldur the Brave, so we're going for his first solo, which is a book that people go through, dollar bins, and pass. Average sales of $3. Really? We're putting this on the hot list because average sales of $3? Is our hot list getting that desperate? Wow. I wouldn't even pay the buck for it. That would literally be something I was going right past. This came out at the same time period where they were just mass producing all these miniseries. And there's no first appearances or anything. It's just people saying, because of concept art, which means he probably is going to be used in Thor: Love and Thunder, but we don't know how big a role again. Now I would be looking for other appearances of Beta Ray Bill. This is a character that's already established in Marvel Comics that the fans love and are looking forward to. Yes, $3 is not going to get you a first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, but it can get you a really nice cover art story of something 20 issues later. And I think that would be much better spent, and you would enjoy it more in your own collection. Yeah, these are all my opinions. If you think I'm nuts, ignore me. Coming in number 3, DC Zero number 1. A lot of notes on this, and I've got to pull this here. So we got $60 to $100 raw sales. They got the same writer that wrote on the Black Panther writer. Apparently, Curtis Jackson is working on something, either a story, a series, or a movie. I don't think they knew which, where they're going to be weaponizing invisibility. Well, there's a concept that's never been done. People, and the thing is that what they said in the show was, and if I remember correctly, he said that people are looking for that next great sleeper spec. If it's already selling for $60 to $100, it's not a sleeper spec. It's already hitting these heights on what could possibly happen, and this is absolutely the worst time to buy this. This is, check it as an I'll be back, or a remember me in a few months. I don't even know if I would bother putting that one on my list, but we'll see where it is in a few months. Coming at number 2, Star Wars High Republic Adventures Annual number 1. That's a mouthful. Okay, so $10 average sales, and bear in mind that the cover price on it is $7.99, so it's gone up $2. That's it. First appearance of Bell Zettifar and whatever the heck the Hound's name is. I really think that these books are extremely overprinted. I don't see that they have long-term value in them. It's not to say that the character won't, and I personally highly recommend that if you really want to spec on this character, instead of spending the $60 on the DC Zero number 1, I would be looking at trying to get $60 for one of the John Lamb 1-in-700s. There's a John Lamb version of this book, which is 700 copies, and it has Bell Zettifar and the Hound thingy right there on the cover. Now you're talking about a very limited print of what could be a character that is used a lot in Star Wars series going forward. That one hits all the bases. That's the one I would recommend trying to find. Coming in at number 1, West Coast Avengers number 56. First appearance of Evil Scarlet Witch. Man, I love how all these West Coast Avengers books are doing this. They just pop up. It's like watching, the Mexican jumping beans. High price down. High price down. $30 for a Raw. 9.8s for $300 because we saw, we're thinking that Scarlet Witch is going to become the bad guy. Very probable, but there are possibilities that she might not. And she's a fan favorite. If she does go bad, I don't see Marvel keeping her bad for long term. You think about the character arc of Loki. he went from bad to good, and now he is an extreme fan favorite. Wanda, I think if she does go bad, it'll be misguided. And I think that she will make the decision by the end of the movie to do the right thing, because she is, you step out that door, you're an Avenger. And she always wanted to do the right thing. And I don't think that the evil Scarlet Witch has got legs. Let me rephrase. The Scarlet Witch has legs. Probably better than Black Canaries with her fishnets. But I don't think that the value of the West Coast Avengers' first appearance of Scarlet Witch as a evil Scarlet Witch has legs. Has long-term investability. Again, that's a great cover, though. I wouldn't mind getting that for my collection. I wouldn't pay $300 for 9.8. I'd wait till after the movie and after all this dies down and pick one up for $130. Or maybe a high-grade raw for $15. This is worst possible time to buy anything Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Gargantua, even Shuma-Gorath, in case they do slip the name and they pick up the rights to Conan between now and then. It's just the wrong time for anything for investing in these things. If you want to know what is a good time to buy it, welcome to the next segment here of this. It's called Remember Me. So after I review this list, I say, look, this is not the time to buy it. It's not fair of me to do that without saying, hey, remember that book we talked about a few months ago? And I said, wait. Well, I'm telling you now, this is entering your time to get that book. And this is a book that I said several months ago, do not buy this book. It is too hot. Werewolf by Night, #1 from the 2020 series. Now, this shot up a lot because Disney Plus announced that there was going to be a one-shot of the Werewolf by Nights for next Halloween. And this particular book shot up in price. Everybody thinks that this is going to be the storyline that they tell, or the version of Werewolf, or whichever. Raws at that time were going for $50. And I said, no, don't do it. As soon as they make the news, you don't want to do that. You want to pick it up. And I believe I said February or March. Well, we're here in February or March, and they're going for $20. 9.8s are now going for $150 instead of $300. So, yeah, this would be the time to do it. Start your search now for that Werewolf by Night. It's when it starts getting a little close, later in the year, as soon as they have any kind of a trailer, any kind of news, it's going to remind everybody out there, and it's going to start to shoot up. This is when it's flying under the radar. This is what Reggie Collects would call a blue ocean book, not a red ocean book. You don't want to buy the book when the feeding frenzy is going on. You want to wait till the waters cool down. Water's calm right now on the Werewolf by Night. This is your best chance. If you wanted to add this one to your collection before it spikes again. If not, then wait till after the show is over. Wait till January of 2023. After the show is over, it'll go back down again. It might not go down as low as it is now, but it'll be another low. Just don't buy it in, say, September. Okay? Guys, I hope that you found this information helpful. I hope that I was able to move over far enough for all the books. We'll find that out as I start editing. And speaking of editing, I'm glad to hear that things are going well with my buddy Greg, the editor, and the new addition to his family. He is working on a video of mine right now that I did a unboxing for Shop for Comics, and had some fun with that. And I just sent it all over to him to just doodle and play with and have fun. But hopefully we did the same thing. And right now I'm gonna go upstairs and go watch JP's Bunch of Collecting. Hopefully you do the same. Till I see you again, though, mahalo.